Who do you think would get in trouble in another country?
Out of us?
Phil?
Nah.
Yeah, Phil
Nah,
for sure.
that's not true.
Phil or you. It'd be one of y'all two.
I'm pretty good in other countries. I don't fuck around. I'm good with the law. I've never been in trouble in the
bro.
United States.
Bro, we know
You were
stories.
close in the Mexico trip. Not that you were trying to get in trouble, but you find yourself in that situation.
Was that a bad
That's
situation?
just
Yes, it was the best. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
What do you mean?
We're not gonna talk about it, but it was most definitely a bad situation.
Yes.
He's only trying to act like it's not because he knows that
They
we're
seem
not gonna
like
talk
fine
about
people.
Okay.
Oh my God.
One, we don't know if they were even.
That's fact.
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
Welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode number 34. Got the boys back after y'all had a nice little trip. And by y'all, I mean Brandon and AJ. How was y'all trip?
Yes, sir. It was lit.
Amazing.
Y'all went to Utah, a little bit of Arizona.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a third state?
And it's Nevada
Oh,
technically,
yeah,
yeah.
Nevada, yeah.
But we only we jumped in out. We were mostly in Utah. Only jumped in and out of Nevada and Arizona, because you got to kind of drive through those to get to where we were going. So we flew into Las Vegas, went to Zion, then drove up to the Salt Flats, Bonneville Salt Flats, and then drove over to Salt Lake City and stayed there. So about like four and a half days and all over the state of Utah, basically.
Yeah. And they went just for y'all do a trip every year, do some photography type shit, right?
Yeah, kind of try to do at least one in the summer and then one at the end of the year, usually.
Gotcha. And if y'all do not follow Brandon, AJ, and our number one critic, Gabe, on social media, I suggest that y'all do it if y'all want to see some fire-ass pics. I always put the little handles at the bottom in the beginning so you know AJ's and Brandon's, but I'll make sure to put Gabe's as well. But where would y'all rank this trip and all the trips that y'all have taken so far?
It was definitely up there, personally, for me.
Because, Brandon's missed a couple of them, I
missed the Portland and I missed the Denver.
In the Denver, yeah.
And the Denver trip. But this one was pretty much up there for even all trips that I've taken.
Yeah.
Because it was just, we did so much and saw so much and a lot of stuff. And good. There was one place the food wasn't that great, but everything else made up for it tenfold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, after every trip, I'm always like, "Dang, this is the best one." But if I'm trying to be objective, I think I think that first. I don't know if it was our first or second one, but the one where we did Vancouver and all that, Brandon. We did Vancouver, and then we did a little bit of Portland and Seattle and San Fran, and we hit Tahoe just because it was so much and it was we fit a lot in, and it was a long trip. I think that one might be up there, but this one's up there also.
Yeah.
The only reason that one's not up there for me is because what happened at the end.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah,
but
speak on that?
Yeah, we
can. So me and Nick got our stuff burglarized. We was doing like a little hike at Land's End.
Yeah, Land's End.
And so we came back
Lookout
up
in San Fran.
and the window was smashed.
Okay. I thought this happened again. I was like,
Oh,
wait,
no,
first
no.
of all, I missed this.
Oh,
You talked about this on the pod before. My
Yeah,
bad.
that trip
I thought you were
might
talking about
have.
this
That trip,
yeah.
without that happening, that trip easily probably would have been the best one.
Yeah.
But
so much.
Nick lost a lot. I lost some stuff, but obviously not as much as them. And yeah, so that was kind of crazy, and it was legit as we were on our way out from the trip, headed to the airport. Someone broke into our car.
That's crazy.
So that was even more stress. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the police station, document this. Luckily, we had insurance on the car, so it was whatever.
Yeah.
And then shout out to Phil, because Phil got us that rental when he was working back at Enterprise, so it came with the insurance. And then they obviously didn't get our stuff back and passports and stuff, but this trip was amazing. A bunch of people were hitting us up like, oh my gosh, what'd you guys do? I need the itinerary. Patricia, one of them, asked for our itinerary.
Well, this is perfect because Phil about to go to Utah, and then you just gave him a bunch of to-do things.
Yeah, so I can send him what to do in one day, because we kind of did most of Salt Lake City and Park City area in one day.
I think I'm gonna get baptized when I'm out there.
You should, bro.
I'm gonna join the Mormon church.
You should. So then you can get a couple of wives out there. You always wanted to be in a polygamous relationship. But now that I think about it, we should do another Sift Pod sweepstakes type thing giveaway. So like and subscribe, share this, and then next time they go on a trip, y'all can join them. You don't get to stay with them. They don't pay for it or anything. But if you want to tag along on the trip, travel with them, get a few pictures, meet up with them while wherever they at, then that'll be our next Sift Pod giveaway.
Yeah.
What y'all think?
Kind of lie.
Yeah, it would be.
Just have some random
That would be
fuck
crazy.
with the podcast. Be like, I fuck with the podcast. I just want to take a trip with y'all. Bad.
Yeah.
Pull up.
But like I said, we not paying for it. Y'all got to pay for your own trip. Got to pay for your own travel, your own stay.
Your own food.
But the memories are free.
Yeah.
And they last a lifetime.
And when you go on a trip with us, don't go shopping. Like, don't go buy, like, groceries and a lot of food. You know, because we're going to be on the move a lot.
Yeah.
And we can't have you slowing us down.
Facts.
Yeah, but
facts.
legit on this trip, you also have to be like ready to not sleep. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like vacation.
Yeah,
like
you
his
said
work.
you was up from like 4 to like midnight, damn near.
Yeah. So every night most of us didn't go to sleep till like 1 or something, and we were waking up at 4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some people, I mean, I'm driving the entire time, which I don't mind. It's like it's easy for me. I can do that. But so there's no sleeping in the car for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of the time y'all slept sometimes, but not really a lot, cause
Yeah. It was like, you know, you get a little napping in the car, like good, like 10, 20, 30 minutes, and you wake up because somebody's messing with somebody. But, yeah. So it's pretty fun, though. Like, you know, you're tired, but it's like a good tired. It's not like a
Yeah, but people
you
are like,
coming
oh,
home
yeah.
from work kind of tired. It's like, I'm tired, but I want to do it. Let's do it
Right.
again.
I got to go because I really like to travel like that.
Yeah.
And every time I travel, my travel buddies don't want to live that life. I like to live that no sleep, get the max out what I can, do it as much as I can. They're like, let's sleep. I'm like, I don't want to sleep.
See,
We
and
be
y'all know
enlightening.
I wouldn't be holding y'all back. Y'all would just be leaving me at the hotel because I'm the sleep and nap master. So I wouldn't be able to hang with y'all.
you could probably get your naps in the
In
car.
the car, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Where's next? What location is next?
Yeah, like when you're going to like the next event, it'd be like somebody would sleep and then they'll wake up and the next person fall asleep. Like, you know, keep the driver. Like somebody's got to stay with the driver.
Yeah. But I think he asking where y'all plan on going next. So that's what you was asking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, or like as a group?
Just as a group, what y'all thinking?
I gotta have a name, man. You got
A name, you said?
Yeah, y'all need a trip name, like
Oh, a trip name?
a crew trip name,
Oh, I don't know.
and y'all gotta make a website, and then
Yeah.
y'all just gotta start promoting and having niggas tag along.
I guess we call ourselves the Jump Out Boys sometimes.
Jump Out
'cause we
Boys.
just-
Jump Out Boys.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
We
we'll
just
stop
drive-
the car anywhere and just start jumping out.
Y'all
Take
better
pictures.
trademark that.
yeah.
I need to trade.
Well, it's
Fans
also.
don't
I mean, it's all. Yeah, it's also like
the
the.
fans don't got it.
Yeah. It's also a nickname for police or whatever. So
Oh,
it's
I
kind
didn't
of
know
funny.
that.
But I mean, we jump out and we shoot our
Yeah.
cameras.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why.
Yeah. But
But
y'all
no.
don't have a location in mind?
I think we were talking about maybe Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That'd be fire.
Costa
Yeah.
Rica's amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, bro,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. That's the easiest. That's
That's-
Amazing.
You got excited.
can
You know, it was
see
good.
the country has so many different like environments and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
different surfaces, so you can do a beach here, you can do a
Yeah.
volcano and springs there,
Mhm.
you do national park here in like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
Shit's
And I was
wild.
just telling AJ, like, one of my employees, they just caught a huge ass yellowfin tuna out there. Like, he was fishing first day he was out there, caught a giant tuna. So that sounds super lit. And I'm not even a fisher, but yeah.
No, that's the freshest food I've ever eaten in my life because it's like the number 4 greenest country in the world. So
Green being like
like produce.
economic.
Yeah, but
Economic.
vegan would
yeah,
know.
like trees and
If you were a real vegan, you know 1 through 3.
I don't know 1 through 3.
Then you're not real then.
I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry.
I say that to say everything is fresh there. Like it tastes like they prepare it right off a tree to your plate. The seafood, like they fish it straight out the ocean. Just
I
put
don't
it
know
on
if I
your
want
plate.
my fish tasting like it was made right off a tree.
Well, it comes straight from the sea, asshole.
I'm just fucking with you. But while we on the topic, or did y'all have anything else travel-wise before we move on?
I don't know. I feel we could go into the trip, but we would be here for probably an hour
I mean, that's
talking
fine.
about all that.
That's fine. If y'all want
All I gotta say is that we saw some bison up close
yeah.
and personal.
Yeah.
So that was your favorite part. Was that also your favorite part of the trip, AJ?
It was up. I don't think I could pick a favorite part because there was like I don't want to, not disrespect, but like
yeah.
the not
lessen
dot
the
denounce,
other
yeah, lessen
events.
the other ones, and we also did the hardest hike on the first day, like on our
Yeah.
first full day. So I was like, yo, I'm super tired after this. But
So just from an outsider spectator and from y'all photography, I think if I was there, my favorite part would have been, what's the canyons that you was
the
climbing?
slot canyons.
Yeah, the
Slot
slot
canyons.
canyons. Like that shit just looks fire. Like it, how it looks like it'd be like your iPhone wallpaper. Like
Yeah.
when iPhone
So-
gives you your phone.
Yeah,
Like, that's what
like
it
the
looks
weather out there is like super crazy too, because it'll be like 70 degrees at night, 75 or something, and then in the morning or like during the day it'll be like upwards. It can be up to like 106. We went. I think the hottest it got was actually it was over 100. But
I think it was 108.
yeah, the day that it was the hottest, we were hiking through the Narrows, which is like it's like a river at the bottom of like a huge like 1,000 to 2,000 foot canyon. So it's cool down there. You don't really get hit by the sun and stuff, and like the water is kind of cold. So even if the outside temperature is around 80, your feet are in the water that's probably 70 or something, and you're in the shade. So it's not
Yeah.
too bad, and the air is just like dry and stuff. So it wasn't bad at all. And then that same day we drove, and that's when we did the UTV slot canyon tours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 100 degrees out there. And then once you enter the canyon, it's like 7 degrees. Feels like you're in air conditioning.
Really?
Bro,
And
just
you can
think
sit in
about-
there and chill there all day.
Think about just walking outside in Florida and then going into like a Walgreens or something and an AC blowing
Yeah.
through. That's how it was. It was
Yeah,
just
that's
like
how
a
it
wind
feels.
constantly,
That's
AC
crazy.
coming through.
That sounds live.
Did you touch the bison?
Nah, we
That
didn't
close.
touch the bison.
I was probably
I think it was like 15 feet.
15 feet, yeah.
Like-
That's what I was
like-
about to say.
Maybe a little bit further than me and Brandon are right now. If you
Yeah.
guys can't really tell on the cameras, but
Yeah.
like
And,
two or three, maybe 2.5 arm lengths from the
Yeah.
but the closest one was like the baby.
Yeah, the baby
kept
kept
just,
coming
like,
to me.
yeah.
I was like, you so beautiful. You so I love you. And he kept coming closer. And I
Yeah.
was
And
like,
you didn't just try to touch
Mhm.
it? Just a little
Nah,
rub?
that's
nah,
when-
bro.
when
The,
the mom
pops
comes
and all them were
charging,
just
yeah.
looking.
We're just sitting there looking, yeah.
Yeah, just waiting to see if we good people or not. You know what I'm saying?
These things
See
are
where
like
we
2
from.
tons.
I was gonna say,
As
that's
big
my
as
next question.
as
How
big as
was
like
it?
as big as the car. There was, I mean, probably weight wise as big as the car, but like they're like denser and compact.
Yeah.
Oh.
And every time we thought we saw one, we're like, oh, that one's huge. We would drive a little bit further, or another will come out
Yeah.
from the brush
Massive.
and be like, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like there was one, just the biggest one we saw was standing in the middle of the road for like a good like 15 minutes. I was like, I'm not moving this car at all.
But do bison have antelope? Was it-
Horns.
Yeah.
Antelope?
No.
You meant antlers, but
Antlers.
they have
Antlers,
horns.
My fault.
Antlers are a little different.
I think one of the funniest things is when we were seeing the bison, and then there's like a little hill. And
Oh, yeah.
Like two of them kept running down. It looked like they were running straight at the car.
Yeah.
And Gabe
They
got
were.
scared. I mean, everybody got scared, to tell you the
Yeah.
truth, because they're like, dog, they're gonna hit this car, but they just peeled off.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was.
But yeah, so
That's
so there was
funny.
like, it was two like probably like teenagers, or I would say like they were like play fighting, or like probably just like you know, like dogs do, like horsing around and stuff, like learning how to fight or whatever. And so they were doing that, and then they just start running down the hill, and you just hear poof, poof,
Yeah.
and like there's like dust and stuff behind them, and like Gabe was looking down at his camera, and then Dave was like, oh, they're running down, like they were,
Yeah.
because they were luckily they were gonna run directly at the car. So then Gabe goes, starts rolling up the window. He's like, oh, it starts rolling up the window. We were dying because the windows rolled up so slow. You're like, that was just his instinct, but it was it was hilarious. We were all
the
like
window ain't gonna
nervous.
protect you, boy.
Right.
Did you talk out them baddies?
Hell nah.
Mm.
I wasn't even there, and I
I
can
mean,
tell you hell no.
I didn't see.
Yeah, we weren't really looking for one
Yeah.
either though.
Yeah, we was doing a lot of crazy stuff. So like,
Well, anyways, I'm glad y'all boys made it back safe.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't get arrested for stomping out any Blue Lives Matter, any
Yeah.
We Love the Cops.
Oh wait,
type shit.
before the salt flats were super lit too.
Oh yeah,
It felt like Mad Max. Like, you ever seen Mad Max the movie?
yeah,
It felt like you're in a different world almost. I'm like, yo, you could probably shoot something here and feel like you're on a different
Yeah.
planet, or like on the moon
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
yeah, and the people who were driving the UTVs were mad chill. Like we
Oh,
thought,
they were
like,
really
they were gonna be
cool.
sketch, like, you know, but they were like mad chill, like the chillest people I ever
Yeah.
met. And you know, people, you know what I mean by that. And so yeah, so they were pretty cool, and they were killing it. Shout out Tony and Jared.
Yeah.
yeah. So as I was trying to allude to, these two teens from California, they got arrested while being in Utah. I think it was just like a routine traffic stop, but they stomped out a Blue Lives Matter flag, I guess it was.
So from
Flag
what
or sign? Was it a
Yeah,
sign?
From what
Sign, flag.
from what I heard, from what I read on the thing, it said that he got out the car with it
Okay.
and stomped on it in a menacing way.
Yeah.
And it was in the way he was smirking
Yeah,
she
that's
was
what they said.
smirking at the officer. She took it as like a threat or something.
Yeah, because
I'm like, yo,
it was in
what?
Utah, so it was on. We probably saw it. Not saw it. I don't know if we saw it
We
on the
was-
news or anything.
We were eating and CNN
Oh,
popped
yeah.
up and we were like, yo, look at this.
Yeah.
And then then that was like, what do you have to be doing? Like, how can you stomp something out and you feel like threatened?
Yeah.
And like, you know.
So
a
now that you
menacing smirk.
said it like that, it adds a little more context. Not that I'm justifying this at all, but okay, like that makes a little more sense. I thought they were just kind of like out on the street, like saw Blue Lives Matter and like kicked it or whatever, and then the cop pulled out like, oh, you're under arrest for because they called it a hate crime. That's what they called this shit. But I still think this is wild that you're arresting people for a quote unquote hate crime because they stomped out.
I want
of
to
it.
know what, like, I had to relook this up, but what is
Yeah.
the definition of a hate crime? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know.
against blue people? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, because usually when you
you
think
have a
hate crime,
choice.
Against
yeah,
the Blue Man Group?
yeah,
You have a choice if you want to be an officer or not. Right?
Exactly.
Not all of them wear blue uniforms. So, like, you know.
exactly.
I mean, me personally, I'm just like, this don't make no sense.
If that's a hate crime, every time I officiate basketball and they curse me out and
Yeah.
say "ref, you suck," I want that to be a hate crime.
That's true.
Moving forward, I
Yeah.
want that to be a hate crime.
I had a kid. I had given him a piece of paper, and he looked at me, balled it up, threw it on the ground, and stomped on it. And then
That's
said,
a hate crime.
That's a
He
hate
said,
crime.
he said, he said, "Fuck your paper, nigga." And I was like,
Well, he said nigga, so technically that's a hate crime.
hey, you know, but you know,
Oh
I
shit! I
guess.
do have a story. I don't think I told y'all about a camper that said he wished he had a gun. It was a little camper, super young. I don't want to assume he did get in trouble, but I legit don't think he realized what he was saying. He was in line for lunch. The line was moving extremely slow, and I guess he was saying, "I wish I had a gun for like everyone that's going slow." So
Oh,
of course,
Jesus.
of course, he got in
meant
trouble
that.
for it. He got brought to my office, and the first thing he says when he walks into my office was, "I was hungry," and it made me think of the Isaiah Thomas when the heckler
just
was
wanted a
getting on him,
Frosty.
and he's like, "I just wanted a frosty." That's what it made me think of. But that shit. Like, I mean, obviously, I had to treat this situation seriously.
You didn't
but
laugh
after
in
the
his face?
fact, no, I didn't laugh. He did get suspended for a day, but he came back and apologized, of course. But
Yeah.
That's how mass shooters start.
yeah,
Like I wish I had a gun and eliminate everybody in line.
yeah.
Wait, what?
His dad says he thinks this is coming from Roblox because he's never said or done
Oh,
anything
wow.
like that
What's
before.
Roblox?
It's
It's
like
like a game.
Minecraft that kids like to play.
yeah.
But yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
nah.
But so I have the definition from the FBI of a hate crime. It says a hate crime is a traditional offense like murder, arson, or vandalism with an added element of bias for the purpose of collecting. A hate crime is a criminal offense against a person or property motivated in whole or in part by an offender's bias against race, religion, disability, sexual orientation, ethnicity, gender, or gender identity.
So none of that falls.
So none of that falls into a
Black
job.
lives matter. Yeah.
Hate itself is not a crime, and the FBI is mindful of protecting freedom and speech and
But-
other
but-
civil
But
liberties.
how scary do you have to be to see a teen? It was a teen.
Nah,
right?
it's just like
A
you're-
teen
It's
just
just,
doing
it's
this,
just them
and,
having.
like-
It's just them having authority to try to throw something
Yeah,
on you. It's not gonna
exactly.
stick, but they can still arrest you for it.
Sorry,
Right.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah, they'll charge you for it, but if you get an attorney, it's just not gonna
But
stick.
I think I did see that
They gonna sue
Utah was trying to like crack down on stuff against the police, like anti-police stuff.
That's
So,
freedom of speech. Protect
yeah.
them their laws.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Yeah.
stick.
Oxford defines it as a crime typically
them.
one involving violence that is motivated by prejudice on the basis of race, religion, sexual orientation, or other grounds. I guess there's
Yeah.
other grounds.
bro, you got a
But-
whole lot of people doing a whole
Well, you don't
lot
have to like the
worse
police
than
though.
that, and
Yeah.
they're
You can't
getting
force me
away
to
with
like
it.
the police. Fucking niggas.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
exactly.
I'm not saying after the police, but you can't force me to like the police.
Yeah.
So at the end of the post that I saw, it says this kind of charging decision sends an extremely chilling message to the community that the government will seek harsher punishment for people charged with crimes who disagree with police action.
Right. And
I think it has to do a lot
kinda
with
crazy.
what happened at the Capitol.
Yeah.
But those are
They were
people who
Blue Lives
supported
Matter,
it,
yeah.
like, and they were beating the dude with the Blue Lives Matter flag and killed, like, he died. The
Well, 2
officer.
Florida cops just got arrested in connection with the insurrection.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were Proud Boys, and they were 2
They were-
cops.
I forgot. I think it might have been Ohio, but there was like a police chief that was arrested for putting like a KKK like
yeah,
letter
yeah,
on someone
yeah.
on a coworker's desk.
And he
Yeah.
got caught on camera.
Yeah, fucking
In
idiot.
4K.
Wow.
Idiot, bro. Dumbass.
That's crazy. But
Like these are the type of people, like not even like being racist, but being that stupid. You're the police chief.
Yeah.
You're that dumb that you get caught putting a letter on.
it was worth it. I'm like, I
Like,
guess,
what?
whatever.
Like,
And he's the person in charge of all the other police.
Exactly.
y'all
bro.
do investigative work, and you can't investigate to make sure the scene is safe for you to leave
Exactly.
a hateful racist
Exactly.
message. Like, wait, what?
I feel like on every trip that we've gone on, like there
Oh,
has
yeah,
been
some-
something that has happened, like where we're at.
Yeah.
Like when we were in Philly, the Starbucks dudes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
called
Where
the
they-
cops on Starbucks dude.
First
And
bringing
in
us that
Utah now, this happens. Like it's like, dang, are we bringing the ruckus? Like
Y'all
Weird
just know where
stuff
to
happens
be.
when we go.
Yeah. But speaking of our trips, has anybody seen the $74,000 trip, 5-month trip on the ocean?
Is it 5 months? I thought it was.
It's 5 months to say,
Oh,
yeah.
5 months.
Yeah.
5 months,
it is
31
5 months,
countries.
Bro,
Yeah.
that isn't insane. So that sounds super lit, but I'm assuming this is the first time they're doing something like this, right?
Maybe. I know there's been like cruises around the world, but I don't know if it was
Okay.
like 31 countries and like that
Where did
much.
Titanic go? What was this like?
No, Titanic was
trajectory?
just like England to like
America.
New
Okay.
York. Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's still-
75,000? That's so much
Bro,
money.
I'd have to find a girlfriend on that cruise.
For real.
I'm serious.
No, if you've been there for 5 months.
Yeah, like I was on a cruise for
If
a
you didn't
week
go
and
with
shit got
one.
wild.
Yeah. Feels like I
Yeah.
gotta find 3 wives on that trip.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like if you're a single man, and you're gonna be on a ship for 5 months. You're definitely gonna find a girlfriend. on that
The
trip.
requirement is everybody has to be single. I'm just kidding.
That would be crazy.
That
Though.
would be lit though.
That's a sex trip.
But
Yeah.
I would think that the people that have the money to do this,
Have the money to buy a ticket for someone else and go with them.
no, I'm saying
Oh.
like they could just
Fly to the country.
fly to the
Yeah.
countries. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why would you? And if you have money for this, you're probably like a successful person with like a job that you need to be attending to. I mean, I
Nah,
guess
you
a
could
lot
be
of people are
retired
working
people.
on. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That's true.
Bro, this
You
is
could be a
like
young retired. I mean, just think about
You
it.
can
That
take
sounds
if you
like
have
a
that much
crazy
money,
fucking
you
trip.
have the ability to take a leave of absence.
Yeah.
Like you could be like, all
But
right,
I
I'm gone
feel
for
like
6 months.
most people with a lot of money and that are successful aren't going to want to do. I mean, I guess
It's sold out.
because it's sold out in 3
Sold
hours. But
out,
I
like-
want to know these people that
Yeah.
bought the
Think
ticket.
about it. 5 months, 31 countries. All you have to do is just sit back. All your meals are free.
Yeah, everything's
they-
taken
they-
because cruises are all inclusive.
Entertainment is probably fire.
That's true.
Then you go experience a country, but it's like I don't want to stay here for too long.
Yeah.
So you really gotta be intentional with what you're doing for that day.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing, low key.
Yeah, it sounds
Minus
super
like
lit.
ocean sickness if you get that, but other than that, that sounds great.
Honestly?
'Cause the views are gonna be out of control.
You know what? How many people you think took out a loan to do it?
That's also true.
Because you pay $400 like $400 a month or something like that to pay that off.
I want to honestly work on that cruise, like beyond the planning committee, because
Yeah.
one, to have to plan stuff for 5 months, like it's gonna get repetitive. Like, I mean, I don't know how you felt when you were on the cruise, but the cruise I was on, I was like, okay, like it's still fun, but I'm someone that I can do things like over and over and like still kind of enjoy it. But someone else, I can easily see them being like, this is boring already. This is the same thing every single night.
No, it's not because every day was different. Like,
But again, that's for like a weekend, a week, whatever it may be. That's not
but you gotta
5
include
months.
the places you stop. So if it's 5 months, they probably dock somewhere for like a day or two.
Yeah.
And so, and like when we went to Cozumel and Key West, it was like, all right, well, we have this amount of time. Let's go do some wild shit. We did some wild shit. You get back on a cruise, and it's like every day you meet new people. I don't think it would get repetitive, but I think after a trip like that, your liver is gonna hate you.
Yeah.
Like, you might
Yeah.
be
If
an
you're
alcoholic
drinking,
after
yeah.
that trip,
and
yeah.
you might have a couple.
You don't have to
Yeah,
drink the entire time.
bro. I want to know how many kids result in that trip. Like how
Like,
many
even in different countries?
unplanned pregnancies occur from that
Like, you
trip.
stop for a day. You
Yeah.
never see that person again.
Yeah,
That shit's wild. I can only imagine, bro.
that trip only sounds like a bad idea. Like it
Really?
sounds fun, but I feel like there's gonna be so much bad stuff that
They
comes
have to
from
have like
that
a
trip.
hospital on board, probably.
Yes, like because cruises, it's like
Oh my
Is that
a
it?
sickness hotbed. Yeah,
Oh my god! I
Like-
just thought about that. Like,
It sounds like a good idea to me.
what do they have like an? Never mind. I'm not gonna
Like
say
the amount of people that are probably gonna get in trouble once they go to another country doing some dumbass shit
Mm-hmm.
just because they're on a cruise, or maybe breaking
Imagine
a
it,
law
like-
that they don't even know that they're breaking.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it holds up the whole cruise.
Yeah.
There might be like a stipulation in there that's like, yo, if you get caught up, we're gone. We're on this schedule.
Yeah.
But you'd make so many lifelong friends in different countries.
That's true.
Like your network would be wild after a
Mhm.
trip. like
Yeah,
that.
I'd definitely
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I'd do it just on the strength of meeting people. From
I
different
would do
countries.
it. Obviously not
The
for
price tag.
75,000 though.
I had to be rich to do that.
Like if they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, we're
There's
doing
nothing.
this pilot thing to see how it goes." Oh yeah, I'm signing up for that pilot to do
Mhm.
it for a one-time thing.
Yeah, I quit my job and do it. It was free.
Yeah. But I'm not paying
If
75,000.
we all did it, like all 5 of us together, we'd be lit.
Oh my god,
Or
that'd be
yeah,
super
or
live.
6, whoever.
Who do you think would get in trouble in another country?
Out of us?
Phil?
Nah,
Yeah, Phil
nah,
for sure.
that's
Phil.
not true.
Phil or you? It'd be one of y'all two.
I'm pretty good in other countries. I don't fuck around. I'm good with the law. I've never been in trouble in
Yeah,
the
bro.
United States.
Bro, we know
You
stories.
were close in the Mexico trip. Not that you were trying to get in trouble, but you find yourself in bad situations.
Was that a bad
That's
situation?
just
Yes, it
that's-
was the bad. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
What do you mean?
We're not gonna talk about it, but it was most definitely a bad situation.
Yes.
He's only trying to act like it's not because he knows that
They
we are
seem
not gonna
like
talk
fine
about
people.
Okay.
Oh my God.
One, we don't know if they were even.
That's
Anyways, so moving on before we incriminate anybody.
Well, I did get a police escort in Costa Rica. That was cool.
You say, oh yeah, I do remember you saying that, but nah, it sounds lit. I would do it if it
Yeah.
wasn't 75,000.
I'm just like, if we go through the Bermuda Triangle, I'm definitely like be
Yeah, we can
sketched. I ain't
disappear
trying to end up
forever.
like manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
I'd probably get in trouble with more citizens than I would the police in a different country for sure. Cause I'm good with law enforcement. It's just my, I like to.
You're
do
good
it.
with law enforcement?
Yeah. Fuck the
I
police,
would.
fuck
I
them.
just wouldn't excessively drink. in
Yeah.
another
No, I say in
country.
different countries. If I were to get in trouble, it wouldn't be like I wouldn't get arrested. It'd be like I just ran into the wrong people type deal.
I want to know what countries they're going to as well. I don't think it says, but 31 countries around the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd probably stopping at every single continent.
Yeah, for
So-
sure.
Yeah, probably a couple islands too. Better
Yeah.
countries, island countries.
Yeah. That's lit.
That
though.
means you're gonna spend like 150,000 if you the trip 74. I feel like you always spend more on the cruise than what the actual cruise costs.
You think so? No, I mean if you eat everything on the cruise and don't really splurge when you get off, then
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
and they probably have like excursions and stuff. Like everywhere you go, I'm guessing they're like, all right, 1 or 2 excursions are included, or you can pick from these 3, and then you go do it.
Yeah. All right, but anyways, moving on. I don't think y'all are as invested in this story as I am, but I am extremely invested. So if you've been living under a rock for the past week, especially if
I
you
know
live
what
in
this is.
Florida, you've definitely heard of the Wharf squirter, the lady that was squirting at the wharf.
I have no comment.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be a me and Phil conversation, but I want to know what happened to this lady. I haven't seen any follow-up. I haven't seen if she's been arrested or what. All I've seen is that she claimed she was off Molly, but it was a lady. People were eating brunch at the Wharf, which is a bar, restaurant, waterfront place in Fort Lauderdale and Miami. This went out Fort Lauderdale, and caught on video in 4K, just leg up on the table,
Squirting all over the place.
squirting all over the place,
Yo.
all over the eggs and bacon and
What?
orange
Oh my
juice.
God, what?
That's
Bruh, shit was sick.
is that what the Wharf's secret ingredient in their mimosas is? her squirt, just a touch of squirt.
juice.
But I everyone else is extremely disgusted by this, whether it's the people in this room, including Tatiana, or people online. Yes, it's gross, but I find it more impressive than anything else.
That's
That-
because you're sick.
But bro, and this is probably going to turn into, oh, Zach can't satisfy a woman. But I think most people can agree that it takes a lot for a woman to climax, come, whatever you want to call it. And she did it on command. Like it was nothing.
Which is why I think it was piss.
And so, yeah, if it's pee, then no, it's not impressive at all. And it's even more disgusting.
And also, if you dealt with a squirter, it's disgusting. I used to think it was cool, and like I
Yeah.
said, when I saw the video, I had PTSD, and I was like, "This
Yeah.
is sick." She is sick, and I don't know.
She is sick.
I'm not keen on squirters.
And on top of that, I mean, everyone here. Well, I don't want to speak for anybody, but when you're on a substance, which I'm assuming she was, like whether on alcohol, whatever, it's also harder to climax. And for the fact that she was clearly on something and did it on command, if it was squirt, then
No, that's not true. Some drugs are like your sensation goes up.
Okay.
So the intensity of like what do you call it? Ejaculation, I guess, would be higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's sick, bro.
Yeah.
And she should be arrested because if I was just in the Wharf whacking off and just nutting all over the place, I'd get arrested and be charged with a sex crime.
That's true.
So if she's not charged with a sex crime, like sexual delinquency or something, like you just can't be just finger banging it and just all over the place.
She had to have been, but I have not seen any follow-up stories. So for any of our listeners, if you have any information, please send it my way because I am
if there's a bail, Zach will bond her out.
No, I'm not going to do all that.
He low key wants to meet her and just watch her in person.
That's gonna be the wedding entertainment.
Oh no,
the squirter.
Oh my, bro!
So if you
come
come
to
in,
the mic to squirt.
If you come into my wedding, there's gonna be 2 people.
Hey, all I gotta say is, do not drink any mimosas if they are there at the wedding.
I'm gonna have 2
slipping and
DJs. One DJ gonna be playing music, the other gonna be DJing herself, and then it's gonna be fluids flying everywhere.
Bro,
y'all gonna have
slipping and sliding on the dance
Y'all
floor.
gonna have you gonna have a slip and slide. You gonna have a water show.
Zach's gonna moonwalk in it.
Hey,
You get to take pictures of her too.
Speaking of y'all wedding, am I getting a +1?
Yeah.
Can my +1 not be human?
Oh yeah, if you want to bring Bowie, feel free to bring him.
Bet.
Wait, Bowie's legit coming?
Yeah, I'm gonna get him a little tuxedo
Yeah, we'll
and
see.
everything.
He's definitely more behaved than Kobe, and we would like to have Kobe there, but Kobe's not going to be allowed. So Bowie will be the next best thing. But we can get off the squirt lady. So we can jump. Oh no! This is a question that I have for y'all.
Yeah.
That I seen online. If you could only have 3 apps on your phone, and we'll exclude the apps that like are automatically on iPhone, like text message, the phone, all that stuff. If you could only have 3 apps, what 3 apps would you have on your phone? Who wants to go first?
Does banking apps count?
Yeah.
They like it counts as non-phone, non-come with phone. Cause I
Yeah. If you have to download it, like what are the 3 apps that you would have to download on your phone that you have to have? Only 3.
My banking app. My trading app.
Like stock trading?
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably the news comes with it. So probably. Then that's tough. Somebody else can go.
And Brandon, you got one?
Definitely my banking app, Lightroom, and I would have to say Netflix.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
What
Does YouTube come with the phone? I know it initially did. Does it
I don't
still
think
come
it does
with
anymore.
Okay, so I have to have YouTube. I have to have Twitter. I can't survive without Twitter. And then I think I was also going to say my banking app as well, BB&T.
I would do. I'm not doing any money stuff because I can check all that on a laptop.
That's true as well.
Smart.
Probably Google Maps because I hate Apple Maps and I use Google Maps for everything.
Yeah.
Like
And
I just search for stuff on Google
I
Maps
hate
too.
when you send me address and it brings me to Google Maps because I hate Google Maps. So
You guys
much.
hate Google Maps?
I love
Yeah.
Google Maps.
Yeah.
Google
I
Maps
hate
is
it.
like
Apple Maps is
way
trash to
better.
me.
Apple Maps will have you in the wrong place half the time.
All the time.
What?
I love
Yes,
Google
no,
Maps.
for
Yeah,
sure.
no, for
If
I
fact.
feel like Google Maps take me to the wrong place.
Nah, Apple like it's so Google and Apple used to have a deal, and Google used to power their maps, and when they first switched to only Apple Maps because they didn't want to share certain information or something like that, Apple Maps was trash, and it's gotten better, but it's still trash compared to Google Maps and all the functionalities and everything that it provides and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would need Google Maps. Probably Lightroom because I feel like I like editing on Lightroom better than on, not better, but you can do it kind of quicker. It's right there on your phone. I don't know if I would say that because I can still do that on a laptop.
And
And
this
maybe
is
if I had
for-
like an iPad or
This is
something,
for photo
I
editing,
put
right?
in. Yeah.
Yeah, for the people that don't know.
So I think I'm gonna leave Lightroom. I'll see in a second, but let me see. Hold on. I gotta go look at my phone.
Going back to ages, I've refreshed my list.
Okay.
So
Yeah, me too.
I would take my banking off because I would just use my laptop.
Yeah.
That was a good call, AJ. Google Maps for sure.
Yeah.
Yelp and Amazon.
Oh yeah, how did
Yep.
you not say Yelp?
Yelp and
initially?
Amazon.
That's
Those
your
are
that's your favorite
Amazon.
app.
Yeah, I have Amazon on there.
I'm gonna refresh my list too. I take off banking and I put YouTube.
Okay.
And
YouTube would be
I
my
think
close,
I'll
but
take
I can
off.
watch
I think
YouTube
I'll
on
take off my
Safari.
Netflix. No, YouTube's like you can watch stuff on the fly and like
I
like
can
how
watch
to
it on
fix
Safari.
stuff and all
That's
that.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. watch
YouTube
it on
would be my
Safari.
fourth.
Dang, you're
Yeah,
right. you're
YouTube
right.
would be
I
my-
refresh again.
I also feel like with at least with my bank, I think transferring money like online is just way more inconvenient. So that's why, because before y'all even said anything, I had my banking app, and I was like, oh, I could do that online, but I think it's just way more convenient on
I
the
feel like
app.
my banking app is so important.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna keep Lightroom on there because I like to edit photos. I'm gonna put Instagram on there because a lot of
Yeah,
people get
well, I
in
was
contact
gonna-
with me through Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
And
I didn't even
and-
finish mine.
tough.
well, you making us refresh,
Can
man.
we
You
do a
making
5
us-
instead of a 3? 'Cause I feel like 3 is not enough in
Nah,
today's
so
world.
I would have Instagram because I don't even post on there that much.
Yeah.
But I usually keep in contact with a ton of people, and like
Yeah.
I use that to like find stuff too. Like, oh, we can travel and go to this place or whatever. So
It's
Instagram will be up
easy.
there.
Like get good pictures of like where he's saying
Yeah.
places we need to
and
go.
then
People we can see.
I can do Amazon on my
You can do
laptop
Amazon,
too,
you're
but
fine,
I think I might like it better on my phone. I don't know.
yeah. Maybe replace Amazon with Instagram.
I think I'll keep my. I think so. I think mine's would be Lightroom, Instagram, and I think my camera system at the house because like I
My
like,
two
I
for
like to
sure.
watch it on while I'm like walking around, and it keeps me
My 2
peace
for
of
sure
mind.
would be Google and Yelp. That's not like that's a staple in like what I do every day. Google Maps.
Wait,
and Yelp.
oh, okay. I thought you meant
Google
Chrome.
Maps because I like AJ said, I love Google Maps.
Yeah.
I use it for everything.
Bro, it's just so damn.
It's way better. You can download. You can go to a place and download the map for that and use it off without using Wi-Fi or whatever,
Yeah.
or like cellular. So if you go to a different country, you don't have cellular. You can plan your trips. Like, all right, I'm gonna need to get from here to here. You can download them and it'll
I
tell
think
you
it's
turn by
because I
turn.
don't have the app. It's so damn annoying.
Oh, yeah.
But I love Google anything. That Google Maps is just the one that I do not fuck with.
Download the app.
You sleep. you sleep.
Once you start using it, it even looks better, like to your eyes.
Yeah. The only time I use Google Maps is when I'm on like an actual computer and need to look up a
Yeah.
location.
Does
Like,
Apple Map have the 3D view too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the buildings.
Okay. So.
I mean, honestly, I like Waze better than anything.
Nah.
But
oh, Waze is Google.
Wa-
Is a Google
Oh, okay.
thing also.
But I just like how Apple Maps, like when you have it locked, it still shows you.
It
Because
still
Google
shows
Maps,
you.
I don't think shows
Yeah,
you. when
Google
you have it
Maps
locked.
isn't.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have that functionality.
What you
but
mean?
Like when your phone is locked, like it still shows you the map.
Oh.
yeah, where you going? I don't know what that last one is. I don't know. Like I'm stuck between a few, like Lightroom, but I also like Uber Eats and like one of those
Yeah.
because I'm chunky. And then,
Facebook.
I think I'm a-
Facebook.
nah, Facebook's trash. I'm between Lightroom and Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm between Amazon and Instagram for my third.
If I had to add an honorable mention, I think it'd be Bleacher Report.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, wait.
My
Yeah, or
honorable mention would be
ESPN.
YouTube.
One
Yeah.
of the two. Cause you can watch a bunch of stuff on ESPN.
Oh yeah, I guess I would have to pick ESPN.
Yeah, I'm gonna do ESPN instead of the other two.
Yeah.
Cause
Mine's
I can edit photos on anything else.
I mean, I could really illegally stream anything online in this day and age.
oh, that's true. I mean,
So-
you could illegally stream it to like Safari.
Yeah. So I think I'm sticking with Bleacher Report. ESPN annoys me. So.
Yeah.
But I
I don't have push notifications for anything sports anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah.
All right, but we can move on to streaming movies and whatnot. Real quick, Phil, I've been hearing a lot of good things about Sex Life. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you said you skipped.
Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't skip. I skimmed through it. It's like
But I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, so I think I might check it out. But
just a lot of sex in there. That's all.
How do you? So you only skip to the sex part?
No, I watch it.
He
for
watched
like,
the full sex
no,
scenes, he said.
I watch it for like a minute, right? So I watch the introduction for like a minute or two, get the gist of it, and then I'll go for 10 seconds, watch like 30 seconds. So an hour episode will really take me like 25 minutes to watch.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not listening to the whole dialogue. It's just like, boom. All right, I can bypass them eating dinner unless it looks like it's important. And if like, if a fight scene happens, I'm like, all right, let me go back 30 seconds just to, you know what I'm saying? So I literally got the gist of the whole series.
Yeah.
And like when Danny was watching, I was like, all right, I know what's gonna happen because I've seen this part. Like I know it's an important part. And so like when she was sitting down watching, I was like, I felt like I didn't miss much. And like
I feel like some, but they go through 40 minutes, like skip through 40 minutes and stuff. I think
you're missing the majority of the story.
Exactly.
Nah, you can get the gist. I'm just watching to get the gist of it because I really don't want to watch.
You know what that makes me think of? And then when all the gangs got together, like that's a minute, bro. Come on, be better.
In the movie club, Phil would consistently watch the incorrect film. And one time we were reviewing them, he was the last one to give his takes on it, so we had all ran through like what we thought and like different parts of the movie, and then he's agreeing with us. He's like, yeah, I remember that part was lit. And then he starts talking about, he's like, yeah, and then when all the gangs met up at the end, we're like, what? This is Warrior. The movie was Warrior and Warriors. He saw Warriors, and we were watching the movie Warriors, the MMA one where like the guy's a teacher, and then his brother was an Navy dude.
Yeah.
And
ex-military.
Right, and we're like, there was no, what are you talking about?
And it was just MMA fights,
right,
and the whole time. And then Phil watches Warriors, which is an old movie. Come out and play.
Yeah,
so he agrees with everything we're talking about. We're like, oh yeah, we're in the cage and they're fighting.
They were fighting
and
a
the
lot
brothers,
of
and we're like, they're brothers, and like one's a teacher, one's
It feels like yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities in the movies.
No,
we was literally
we're talking about specific,
maybe, but like parts. That was the only similarity. People getting punched.
Yeah,
but like and then. There's no gangs. There's none. And then he just comes out, yeah, no, the gangs got together. So he agreed with everything we were saying. And then he still said what he said.
I'm sorry.
He didn't.
That's because he skimming through the movies.
He didn't understand the assignment.
No, not a movie club. I actually watched the movies. I just watched the wrong ones.
I'd be skimming and watching the wrong ones.
No, you also didn't watch the movies several times.
True. I was busy, man. I'm sorry, man.
It's all good.
You're way busier now than you were back then, so don't give me that.
I'm not in the movie club anymore.
We just haven't really been doing it.
If y'all did it, it would be worse because I really...
Brother, you can't get any worse.
I could probably get worse.
You just weren't watching them at all.
He just won't watch them
for like 4 weeks, and he's the one to ask for it to come back.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, you talk about Manifest because I know you've been wanting to talk about it.
Yeah, so if you guys have not seen it, there's a show it's on Netflix. There's only 2 seasons. I heard it's a 3rd season, but you gotta go on Peacock. But it's called Manifest. It's a really dope show. It's about a plane that disappears for 5 years and then comes back. So they're coming from Jamaica to New York, and they go through a storm. And when they land,
so is this just 2021 Lost?
Maybe. I really don't watch Lost like that, but they're not like lost on an island.
Oh, okay.
They come back to the real world. Everybody else it's been 5 years, but for them on the plane, it's just the next day.
It's just
a couple hours.
It's just a regular.
And so they went through like a wormhole or something, and then so when they get back, they're like, "Yo, you guys have been gone." They're all there like, "Why is my cell phone not working?" And all that.
Wait, the people that are on the plane, it's the next day for them, or it's the next day?
It's a few hours later.
Yeah, it's like if you were flying to Las Vegas or something.
But for everyone else in the real world, it was
5 years.
Okay.
And they felt like they were on a regular flight, 2 hours, and then they when they land, it had been 5 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they just go through all the government's trying to figure out what the hell happened and all that. And people think they're aliens and stuff, and it's just like they're going through a lot, but because of whatever happened to them on the plane, they have these special gifts, where they can they call it the callings, and it's like a voice in their head telling them to do stuff, and if they don't follow the callings, bad things happen, but if they follow it, good things happen. And so they have to continuously listen to this voice in their head, listen to these visions, and try to follow it as best as they can, or receive consequences for not following it. And then so people, they think they're going crazy at points, but they're not. And it's just like a whole just fiasco, craziness going on. And it keeps you.
Yeah.
It's not like one of those okay, it keeps just getting crazy and crazy, I can't watch this no more. But it keeps getting crazier and crazier, but it holds your attention.
Well, I would hope it doesn't get too crazy within 2 seasons.
Yeah, it does get kind of crazy, but but it's all in a slow progression, not just like whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it keeps your like attention. Like right when you think you're like, all right, this is the same. Whoa, what was this? What the
Yeah.
hell just happened? And then like you know, so right when you think it gets to that plateau, it like jumps.
How
again.
long are the episodes?
I think about like 40 minutes long.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
first season's like 16 episodes, and the second season's like 13.
Are there any major actors or actresses?
Not that I know of. Oh wait. Where Danny? He's
Trevejo?
he's that Spanish guy.
Yeah, Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the guy with the
Not Danny Trejo.
yeah with the
No.
long hair.
Yeah.
That's in like Machete and all
No,
those
no,
movies.
no,
That's
no.
a different dude.
Well, the character's named Danny. But hold on. He's like the only actor that I recognize.
I be manifesting all the time. I look in the mirror and be like, "You gonna have a good day today." And next thing I know, the day's over, and I'm like, "Damn, I had a good day today."
Hey, that's
But
all
it's
that matters.
like let me find him.
So is the voice God?
No, it's like their own voice. Like there's a it says
His name is Daniel
Sunjata.
Let me see what he looks like.
this guy right
I
here.
don't know. I've never seen him.
Let me see.
Oh, I've seen him before.
Yeah.
Sunjata?
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't remember what I've seen him in, but I've seen him before.
Yeah, I've seen him too.
Rescue Me.
He was on. He was on Power, no?
I don't think so.
Pretty sure-
Graceland. He's like Notorious. The Devil Wears Prada.
You said Notorious?
But it's a different one. He was in Gone.
He wasn't on Power.
Graceland. He was in Dark Knight
He's in the Dark
Rises.
Knight Rises.
Okay.
Maybe that's where.
Dark Knight Rises. He was in Ghost of Girlfriend's Past with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, he was in the show Ghost. Power Book 2 Ghost.
Yeah.
He's in
but
that.
I haven't seen that. I've only seen. I stopped watching once the actual Power was.
I heard the
Power book is good.
the Raising of Canaan. I hear that's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
So I might have to tap back into that
yeah.
because I didn't really give a shit about Tyreek.
Yeah, he does.
Same.
He's not like the big time actor, but he's the one I
Yeah.
recognize from that. But yeah, it's a really good show, and I would definitely tell you anybody to watch it because it's ridiculous.
Yeah. AJ, you said you finally watched Coco, right?
Yeah, I watched Coco. Coco was. I thought it was really lit. It was good. Storyline was cool.
Yeah.
Twists and turns. I don't know. I like Pixar's storylines. I like their stories, even if it's like in a PG way. It's still pretty
Yeah.
good.
Now Coco is super lit. I was telling you yesterday. I think that's my favorite recent, like Disney
Pixar,
animated, Pixar movie that's come out. Super good. So if you have not seen Coco, you're missing out. I think it's better than Moana.
I
which
watched.
think you would
I watched
disagree with
Luca
it.
also. I don't know if. I gotta watch Moana again.
Yeah.
But I watched Luca. Luca was good. It made me want a Vespa.
yeah, same. I want a scooter now.
Yeah.
They was rolling around like Phil back in the old days on the Bluebird.
On the
Blue,
Blur.
Yeah, the
Blue
Vespa
Blur.
seems so lit. But
Yeah.
also, I just like how well Pixar does how well it brings you into an environment. I'm like, yo, I want to visit that Italy or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But something that I've mentioned on the podcast several times, it's in its second season, but Dave, if y'all are not watching Dave, you are missing out. To me, it is like one of the best written shows. It's a comedy. People compare it to Atlanta. I think it's light years ahead of Atlanta. But it's a really good and funny show. So watch Dave. It's like a parody of his own life, but it's really, really good. And it has a lot of celebrity cameos in it, like YG. He's in the first season. Justin Bieber. Doja Cat was just in the most recent episode. So there's always like big time people in it. But it's really funny. And
Is
well
Doja
written.
still canceled?
A little bit, yeah. But
Nah.
she recently dropped an album that I guess did pretty decent. Anything you've been watching, Phil, or any of y'all?
Watched the documentary on HBO. There was an older documentary. It's called Beah. It's about the actress Beah Richardson.
Okay.
She's like in that class of like Sidney Poitier.
Mm-hmm.
So like anybody that acts or is into like acting in film, I think it's a really good documentary about just her life, her struggle, and kind of what she did with her talents. I ended up sending it to Aisha. And she was like
Who?
super happy. I sent
Oh,
it to
Aisha. I thought you said Maisha.
Aisha. And
Yeah.
I sent to Aisha after I watched it. I was like, yo, you need to check this out 'cause she's an actress in New York. And she was like, yo, I'm super glad you sent that to me. I'm like, so if
Yeah.
you like into the arts, you'll really appreciate that documentary.
Also, my wife and kids my second favorite sitcom of all time is now on Hulu, so I'm extremely hype about that. So if y'all got Hulu, definitely watch My Wife and Kids if you've never watched it. But moving on to music.
Oh wait, Brandon, you want to tell them about Army of the Dead?
Oh yeah, Army.
Oh yeah, Army of the Dead is a pretty dope movie, if I don't say so myself. It's kind of how I would actually imagine zombies. It's like Dawn of the Dead. If anybody's ever watched Dawn of the Dead, not Shaun of the Dead, which is fucking hilarious, but Dawn of the Dead, like it's like zombies who are moving fast.
Yeah.
Like you have your slow ones, but you have your tweakers that are like super fast. So it's like a really good movie. The main star in it is Batista, and he does.
So what all these excellent niggas acting now?
Yeah, he does a really good job, and it's a really dope movie. It has a dude from Power in there.
Yeah. Omari Hardwick.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of other people in there. There's this one dude. He was actually in The Last Samurai, and he was kind of like the antagonist. But it was a good movie. It was a good zombie movie. It was pretty good. Action was fucking amazing. Just a lot of killing, a lot of just crazy stuff. There's only like one or two things that I didn't like, but other than that, it was pretty good. Or things that didn't make sense. And they set up the movie for a second one, but you'll see. That's one of the parts that I didn't like.
Yeah, I still have to check it out.
It didn't make. Yeah, I ain't gonna ruin nothing. You'll find out. You'll just see it and you'll be like, what? How?
Oh, you haven't seen it yet, Zach?
Nah.
I thought you had seen it.
Yeah, so-
I just had heard about it.
Yeah. But yeah, Batista did his thing, and I watched a lot of movies recently with Batista in it. Like not like grade A movies, but they're like B movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a movie where it's like it kind of has to do with like the insurrection.
Yeah.
I think it came out before then, but it was like, oh, these states have succeeded. I forgot the name of it. It was on Netflix, but the southern states have succeeded again, and like they're rebelling against like the president, and so like they're just like invading our own country, civil war, and he's like got to make it through like the Bronx, like with this girl while this civil war is going on, and he has to like kill people and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah, he was in Hotel Artemis, and that one was good too.
Mm-hmm. So definitely watch. It's a good zombie movie.
There's also a really good it's a New York Times journalist like documentary. It's like 45 minutes about the insurrection.
Okay.
The best I've seen on. It's like the best coverage I've seen on.
That was the one you sent us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just fire.
What was it called? Do you remember?
Just if you search like New York Times insurrection documentary, it'll come up.
Got you.
It's like
Yeah.
45 minutes. They take all the cameras. They look at like how they breached the security, what led up to that point. Like it's fascinating.
Yeah.
The investigative work is actually really, really good, and it's not it's neutral. It's like neutral as you can be without being too political.
I got a question. What is the first thing you do if a zombie apocalypse actually happens?
Blow my brains out.
I'm going to an island,
How you gonna get to that island, Zach?
a boat,
Where you gonna get that boat?
Dick's Sporting Goods. I'll get a little inflatable or something.
Just rob a nigga for his boat.
Yeah.
Wait, zombies can't swim?
They
In
can't drown.
theory,
Huh?
they
Oh,
can.
they can't drown? I guess it depends on what kind of zombie you have. You know, like if it's really an undead zombie, or if like they're just sick and like they have a disease that turned them into.
But yeah, that's how it's pretty much gonna be.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like like their flesh is
Like a
rotting off.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Like no, dude, because like once they're like everything starts rotting, they're not gonna be able to. Like,
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Actually, I'm coming to your house. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's hilarious. That's what I say.
I'm gonna try to rob the armory.
The armory.
Yeah.
Bro, there's gonna be people with that same idea.
Yeah. Wait, Brandon. It sounds like you have the right answer. What's the answer?
Oh, I don't have the right answer. I just know what I would do.
What would you do?
Shelter in place.
Shelter
be
in place.
straight.
Yeah.
Shelter in place, and you let everybody kill each other first, and then you come out.
Yeah. I don't know if we would survive. I don't think we got enough food in the house to do that.
Or you can just like when it's first happening, go out, but be careful, grab as much stuff as you can,
Yeah.
and then get back, and then shelter in place. Definitely board up the doors and stuff like that, windows, anything that's easily accessible. And you gotta think about it. The thing that I worry about more than zombies is the people. People gonna lose their shit immediately.
That's true.
That's why I say shelter in place until like you need to come out, and just fortify your area. And because like the people are gonna be hungry, people are gonna be looking for stuff. Just think about it. You think you're not prepared for it. It's just like a hurricane disaster. You want to be prepared for it, and have enough food, have enough to wait till help comes. But if help doesn't come, then you do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But,
I'm gonna go live in the canyons. Nobody ever thinks to live in the canyons.
What do you think about
Bruh,
it? Roadways
you know
gonna be
how-
blocked.
You know how
know
hard it's
how-
gonna be to live in the cave.
Yeah, and one, are you gonna drive there? Or are you gonna fly there?
I don't know yet. I gotta figure that out. Or build an underground shelter.
Yeah,
In Florida,
you gonna hit water after 2 seconds.
it depends on where you're at, but yeah.
Yeah, you can't. In Florida, you can't really build underground.
Fuck, man.
You just bro, you just shelter in place to come out when you need to come out.
Frick, man, y'all killing me, man.
People are gonna leave their home, so you can probably like squat.
Like a shack somewhere, yeah.
You can squat at somebody's
Yeah.
house, and then like just have like your
Put the hurricane shutters up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd work. Leave some open, like cuts open, so that you can see out and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, but we can jump to music. Once Brandon sits down, we can ask him what his top 5 rappers are. But we also have him here to talk about Tyler as well. So, Brandon, what do you want to talk about first? Your top 5 rappers or
It's like
Tyler? Because you weren't here for last time when we talked about Tyler.
So he's well, I can talk about him as well because he's in my top 5.
Okay.
So rappers. Would you consider Kid Cudi a rapper?
Yes.
Rapper.
Yeah, I had
so
him in my top 5.
Kid Cudi's in my top 5, definitely. Tyler the Creator is definitely in my top 5.
So this is in no order?
Yeah, in no order.
Okay.
There's no order. I really can't pick a number 1. But if I had to pick a number 1, Cudi's gonna be it because he's the one I listen to the most.
I think we all know that.
Tyler the Creator, Tupac is definitely up in there. I think I gotta go with Kanye, because I listen to a lot of Kanye too, and I just like older Kanye, yeah, definitely. Newer Kanye, not so much, but he's still great. And then Lil Wayne.
Okay. I'm not mad at that list at all.
Lil Wayne, because he is the way he strings words together, and I've always been a fan of Lil Wayne. I
Yes,
can
he's
almost
a
repeat
Martian.
any song that he's ever came out with for the most part. That was like a banger.
Yeah.
I can pretty much sing the whole song.
Same.
And I would definitely listen to him for any basketball games. I'm a beast. I'm a dog. And you know that I'm a beast.
Yeah,
Rapping is my hobby. My house has a lobby. And,
Bruh, the Drought 3, just like anytime I listen to it, it's flawless. And it just brings me back to high school, 2009, whenever it was, 2008.
even like some of his like mixtape stuff is like crazy. I mean,
Oh, yeah, his
something you forgot.
Yeah.
I like a lot of his down songs.
His what?
Like his just down.
I feel like
songs.
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Once the drugs are done.
That was a call for help.
Yeah, it was.
Such a good song.
But yeah, we was all just jamming to it.
Dying. That's when he put himself in rehab.
Yeah.
And I feel like dying.
All right, so Tyler, this man needs to be in everyone's top 3 right
He's
now.
GOAT level.
Top 3 right now. Like, you got Drake. I don't know who you put at 2, but Tyler needs to be in everyone's.
Drake.
Everyone.
Drake.
I'm saying consensus. Not everyone has Drake in their top
3
3.
what?
Just
Artists
I don't
out right now,
want to say
probably.
I don't want to say rappers, but I don't want to say overall artists. But I guess
would
we'll
put him
say
in artists.
Yeah.
Artists, let's just say
His
I wouldn't
Tyler
say rapper. I would put him in artist.
has not put out a bad album. There's very few rappers I could say haven't put out a bad album. Like, to me, Rick Ross is in that conversation. Drake is in that conversation.
Rick Ross put out a bad album. Drake's not in that conversation. He's put out bad albums. A lot of criticism for Drake is that he doesn't make great albums.
He doesn't make bad albums. He doesn't make albums that people expect. That's the thing. Like, people will just be like, "Oh, my expectations."
He doesn't
were higher.
disappoint,
I don't,
and he doesn't
yeah.
overachieve.
I don't think Drake makes bad albums.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
But
Tyler, again, to me, he has not made a bad album at all. And he is extremely underrated. And as a producer, bruh, like, this man, the beats he makes, I feel actually as a producer, he's even more underrated. Because on his albums, he produces everything, right?
for the most part,
Yeah. And he has a very distinct sound, but I feel like, because Snoh Aalegra, who is going to be one of the artists that I talk about, he's on there twice. And, like, I think he produces both those songs, but it doesn't sound like the typical. Well, one of them kind of sounds like a typical Tyler beat, but the other, it's like, oh, you wouldn't have known.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. So this album was fire.
Yes.
I don't know if I can say it's my favorite album yet, like or anything like that. But like his whole catalog is simply amazing. Even like from the Future days, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Every
it's
time
diverse.
he jumped on something, it was like crazy
Yeah.
and all that. And he's a lyricist, and like you gotta listen to what he's saying. Like through all the craziness he was saying earlier, it was a message. There's a lot of stuff going on. But this last album that just came across, it's like very relatable stuff, and he talks more about like his actual feelings and stuff like that. And I think it's a pretty good album. I think it's like a really dope album. Didn't disappoint me.
Wilshire is your favorite song. on the
Wilshire
album,
and Run It Up, because I know, bro, you're in a club and you play, or you're at his concert and he plays Run It Up. I'm losing it.
Yeah.
I'm losing it.
Wilshire.
Sober, I'm losing it. Wilshire tells like that.
Wilshire, he's like talking about he's in love with that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that's
that song was
See, I like the
crazy.
song, but that's just some shit that I would never
To
like.
string that much into actually, and it sound good, like that's crazy.
I
8
like-
minutes
I
of
like
just
Sweet.
rapping.
Yeah.
I like Sweet.
Sweet's pretty good. Corso, I think Corso is probably my favorite on there.
I just think he did a good job of bringing that mixtape vibe back. Like,
Yeah, and DJ Drama.
DJ Drama
yeah.
on your album is a pocket pass, bro.
Yeah.
He can't, like, it's just something about a drum drop
Yeah,
that brings the best out of rappers.
exactly.
It's like him,
Wayne.
yeah, it's like just certain producers bring the best out of rappers or like bring the best out of a sound. And so when you got a drama tape, it still holds that weight. Like Drama, you with Drama. Like, this is a collaboration with DJ Drama.
On Twitter, somebody was like, "Why is that man screaming?" And then Tyler was like, "Oh, he's new here."
Yeah.
To the
Yeah.
That was funny. I was like, "Yeah, I loved it. I love DJ Drama just screaming for no reason."
And I
Yeah.
also think, as Tyler being so mainstream as he is, like with newer artists, the popping ones, that's an ode to hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's them doing their due diligence and putting younger generations on, like, do your research. Like, it's a reason why you got Drama on this tape. Like, go back and listen to Drama tapes, and you know why.
But I think Tyler is one of the most hated on artists.
You think?
No, I don't think so at all.
Bro,
I don't think so.
His songs never get airplay. The first song was that got on the radio was like "See You Again." At his whole career.
Yeah, I don't think he's mainstream at all.
Wait,
You
see
said
you-
he was
I don't think
which
he's
one was See You
mainstream.
again?
Well, you just said
See
he was
you
mainstream.
again. Okay. You live in
Yeah, I
my
could have sworn you
dreams.
said that.
No, that's how I would put him in pop. I didn't say he's mainstream. I just said I don't think he gets hated on.
Earthquake got
Mad-
good
But I-
plays when he first came out.
Yonkers got play. Yeah.
They got play, but it wasn't on the radio.
Yeah, it
That's what
wasn't
I'm
on there.
saying.
Yeah, it
There's
was
none of
on
that
like
stuff's on
MTV a lot.
The
yeah.
reason why Yonkers got play was because it was so crazy and so
Because
controversial.
of the video.
Yeah, the video.
But
He's
I'll-
eating the roach.
you don't hear none besides GTA radio. You don't hear Tyler on any radio.
That's because his audience is also like hipsters.
But
his
would-
audience isn't pop mainstream
he's
rap.
been. But you just said he's mainstream.
Well, a
I
lot
said
of
he's pop.
a lot
I
of
say
the
he's
content,
mainstream.
a lot of
You
the
said he's
I
mainstream.
didn't say he's mainstream.
you
You
did.
did.
You definitely said he's
You definitely
mainstream.
said roll the
But-
camera back.
When did I say he was mainstream?
Pop would
Like,
be mainstream.
I just
though.
talked to you about you saying it. You don't believe me, and then Brandon says it.
Maybe he's mainstream because he's bigger now. But I'm saying like
But if you're gonna call him pop, that's implying
yeah,
that he's
but
mainstream.
The
I don't
reason-
think he gets hated on.
What are you talking about? He was banned from countries because they called him a demon.
Yeah.
He was banned from the war rapper was banned from
So
countries.
I'm
Whoa,
kind of
whoa.
I'm kind of on now at this point in time. I don't think he's hating on it when he first started and was with Odd Future and was like making Goblin and shit like that, burn shit, kill people, fuck school. Like
That's
then,
different.
Yeah, then
now
he was
he
hating
doesn't
on.
get. I think he gets his flowers.
Yeah.
Like
he gets
what's
his
name
flowers
just,
now, but all that hate, like he's probably one of the most hated rappers that I've ever witnessed. Besides,
say-
like,
I
bro,
don't know,
you get
bro.
banned from countries. Countries say you can't, you're not.
But
and then he shows up to events, there's riots, and he gets he gets bad rep for the riots happening and all that. I don't know if you follow Tyler and them
I don't know, I
closely
just-
and know
I haven't
like
seen it.
Honestly, I also want to add something new. Remember when we had that conversation on who is more talented between Childish Gambino and Drake? I think we need to add Tyler to that conversation too if we keeping
yeah.
it a buck.
But Tyler's the he's
Tyler
goat
is
level. I'm
up there
telling you, he's
because I
goat
mean, what was the show he had on Comedy Central? The sketch TV show he had.
level. Talking about Loiter Squad.
Yeah, Loiter Squad. Like there's a lot of funny ass like.
Yo, that was
not every
hilarious.
rapper is putting shit like that out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But he works on a lot of shows. He was on Axe Cop. I think it was that cop show.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of things like voiceovers and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and like you said, he writes shows and stuff like that, and his shows have been funny. Loiter Squad, that was partnership with Jackass.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you get Jeff Tremaine to sign off on it. Like, that's a big deal to me. And so I think he's killing the game. I think he's super talented. He produces his own stuff. He can rap his ass
I think
off.
he's one of the best rappers out right now.
And like whenever he's like even like collabed with people or on somebody's like song, he kills it. He was
Pusha
on a
gave him a
song with
shout-out.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, Pusha gave him a shout out. That's one of my favorite songs off the album. Off the Freddie Gibbs album is with Tyler raps his ass off, which is why when you say he's hated on like maybe early in his career, but I think of like Tyler now since what was that Lover Flower Boy or the one where he had the flowers on his that was what 2-3 albums ago.
Yeah.
But he's gotten a lot. He becomes in the realms of almost untouchable at that point because he comes out and says he's gay.
Well, and I also think I think now he is in like he's so big now. It's like in the beginning, Tyler's sound was very like tailored to hipsters. So it was a very particular sound. It was a West Coast sound. Like that's just who he is. Where I think his sound now is more accessible.
I wouldn't say it was a West Coast sound.
I wouldn't say hipsters either.
Yeah, I wouldn't say hipsters.
Like
Hipsters don't be
skateboarders,
talking about
like
fuck
skateboarders,
school,
like
kill
skateboarders
people.
and hipsters. I kind of like.
It was like
They're
little
different.
white boys.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it was.
plugged them in the
skater
same
white boys.
shit.
Yeah.
Nah, cause it's black. It's
But
very black
I
kids that
wouldn't
listen
say
to
it
that
would-
shit too.
I wouldn't-
My brother liked Tyler.
Yeah.
This is say it's for the rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe my
for the-
brother
It's
was
rebel.
in it, like,
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I would say
but
rioters before, but you're right.
I
it's
wouldn't
rebel
say
music.
West Coast sound though. Like he just had a unique sound. That
Yeah.
was
His
like-
sound
sounds
was
the sound.
crazy. Like
Nah.
it's
You don't think that
not.
was a West Coast sound?
I
Not
think
like a
independent.
traditional.
No. I
G-funk,
get
but you
what
can-
you're saying.
Like the elements of his music sounds.
You could probably pull
West Coast
some
it-
West Coast from it because that's where he's from. But like, I don't think it sounds traditional West Coast at all. I think it's his own
Yeah.
sound. Just kind of like ASAP doesn't
I don't
really
know,
have.
because when I think Tyler, I just think like early Tyler, at least like demonic,
Yeah.
like dark, like
But he
nothing to that is West Coast to me.
Right.
He was. That's what I'm saying. He's so hated on, like in the
Yeah.
beginning of his career, and even until he came out and said that he was gay, because he was saying the F word, and I'm not talking about fuck.
Yeah.
He was saying the F word all the time,
Maggot.
and so they were like, "Yo, like he hates gays and all this and all that." But until he came out, because he was saying a bunch of songs, he's like, "Oh, you think I hate gay people, but I'm gonna film me and Lucas kissing in one of his songs and stuff like that." And it's like, "Oh, yo, that's why he's saying that." But like, you know, so after that, he started to see his flowers. That's when he got his first song on the radio, and there's a whole video of Tyler getting his first song on the radio, and he was like emotional about it, like, you know what I'm saying, because they hated on this man for so long. And like, you talking about what other rapper has got banned from country? That's all I gotta say. It got banned from
A$AP
country.
Rocky.
I'm
Rappers
telling
got
you,
banned from country.
you can't
Freddie
show
Gibbs
up.
got banned from a country.
You can't show up to this place.
Freddie
You know,
Gibbs
you're
got
not
banned from
allowed
countries.
here. You got the whole.
I think there were some other
church.
There's a lot of
rappers-
rappers that got banned. It depends on like what you put out.
Tekashi,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not that uncommon for rappers to get banned from countries though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like, he gets a lot of hate.
But
from
I
a lot
think
of
you
different
saying like
places.
his overall music was banned, right?
Well, I don't know. No, he was like
okay.
banned from like some they were calling him a demon, and a lot of the church people were like, "Yo, screw this guy, fuck Tyler the Creator," and all
it's a
that.
handful
So I'm
of
saying he
rappers
gets a
that's been
lot of
banned.
hate. He gets a lot of hate.
Maybe in the early years, but I don't see.
But
it
now
I
he's
don't
seeing
see, like,
it.
Yeah, I don't see it now.
You don't
is
see
all
it
I'm
now,
saying.
but I'm
Yeah.
talking about the whole thing. You're talking about a piece. I'm talking about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like from his whole career, he was like one of the most hated. I think he was one of the most hated, like his whole career.
Yeah. But anyways, moving off of Tyler, glad we gave him his flowers, but mention Snoh Aalegra. Her album is fucking fire. I love her.
got a chance to
That's
listen
my
to that.
baby. Outside of
like Snoh.
Tatiana, I love Snow. Mariah the Scientist, another R&B artist, she dropped something that was pretty dope that I heard. And then Pop Smoke, his album is super hard. A lot of people hating on it because they keep referencing an interview where Pop was saying, I don't like niggas. I'm not doing a song with niggas. And then, of course, this album, it's like at
Features?
least, yeah, the first like 10 songs, it's like all features, which I feel like they're all big time artists and Pop would have definitely featured with them.
Yeah.
So like I think people just looking for a reason to be mad, but I don't know. I think the album is super hard. I honestly like it more than the last album, and I really like the last album.
So it's like a Pac's Life album when he had remixed all those Tupac songs and had like Ashanti T.I.
So those were all remixes.
Well,
'Cause
yeah, they
these
took
are-
the verses from other songs and stuff like
yeah,
that.
these
and
are
put
all
it on
original
songs.
songs.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, these are all original songs. So, but yeah, Pusha T's on it. 42
Great
Doug.
verse.
Kodak is on it. Rick Ross is on it.
Definitely don't think you'd work through all the niggas. Bro. I really don't. And then I saw on Twitter, it was just like, oh,
Majority of them were huge artists, though.
I
It's
mean,
not
they are huge
outside-
artists, but not,
yeah.
that's not necessarily to say like when you doing your own thing. Sometimes you don't want to always work with certain artists. You know what I'm saying? And for Pop, like I was telling you earlier, I saw it on Twitter. Somebody was like, "Oh, they treat Pop Smoke like the Fast and the Furious series with his posthumous albums," and I agree because that's like they're starting to get away from his sound. Like they
No,
want to
it's
make
definitely still his sound
it's
for sure.
elements of
yeah,
it. But it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's commercial, but it's elements of it. Like I think the best music he made was true to his sound.
Yeah.
And then you didn't put a lot of the artists that he was working with at the time on there. So it's
Top Shots is the only song that I'm like, I don't know if he would have made. And that's honestly one of my favorite songs. I love that
Exactly.
song. But I don't know if that's the song that he would have made. But everything else, I feel like these are definitely songs. Maybe Woo Baby with Chris Brown. The song with Dua Lipa is the only, and I like that song too. But the
No.
song with Dua Lipa is the only one I'm like, yeah, this nigga wouldn't have made this song with fucking Dua Lipa.
I mean, the album's good though.
Yeah.
I like some of it. The Kanye and Push is probably my favorite right now, just because the Push verse. I like the Push verse.
And then he has a song with Cudi. I don't know if you heard it, Brandon, but it's pretty good.
He gave Tyler a shout out.
Yeah.
Pusha did said Tyler's the best out right.
He said he
best
got
out
the
now
album
for
of
now.
the year for now.
I like how he said that.
Yeah. So he had to have like just made that verse.
Yeah.
And Tyler's in the studio with Kanye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. That was fire.
I'm excited about this Kanye album. Hurt Kanye
Yeah, same.
makes good music.
Wait, what?
Kanye just makes
Oh,
good
he said
music in
hurt
general.
Kanye.
Hurt
Oh,
Kanye.
hurt.
Kanye make. I don't feel like
I like
Kanye
that.
has a really
Hurt.
good.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I was
like,
like,
I think we've all heard that Kanye
What?
makes
What'd you
good.
at?
No, we thought you said you heard Kanye.
No, I said hurt
Yeah,
Kanye,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a hurt Kanye, because he's dealing with like his divorce.
I was like, it's one of these Phil
Like,
moments.
I feel like anytime a rapper or an artist,
It was just trying to say I put y'all on.
nah.
Kanye after all the I told y'all I heard Kanye makes good music.
Ben said that, but nah. I feel like anytime an artist goes through something real in their life, it makes the best
Yeah.
music.
Bro,
'cause
we
Pain is
haven't
just
seen his
good
face.
music.
All we've seen is that mask.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love it.
Oh, did y'all listen to Vince Staples? I didn't like that album at all, and I
No.
fuck with Vince.
I didn't listen to the album yet, but I watched the reaction that pretty much,
Really?
and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to check it out based on
Yes.
like the reaction.
Yeah.
Y'all don't watch album reactions?
Nah.
No.
I love album reactions. Like I love album.
That's
reactions.
like part of how he skims through stuff.
No,
Wait, so
because
what happens on an album reaction?
It's like
You
they
just
break-
watch someone else listen?
No, they break down like bars and they
Yeah.
like you watch somebody interpret a project.
How would you not listen to it first and then?
But that's what I have. The
Because I didn't know
joke.
he dropped
He's
the
watching.
album. And
He's
then,
watching movie reviews before he watched the movie.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't know he dropped the album, and then I was like, oh, one of my favorite reaction channels. I'm like, oh, let me
Yeah.
check this out, see if I want to listen to it.
No,
And
that's
then,
that's
like,
what I have
I can kind
podcasts
of
for.
zone out their
Yeah.
opinions and just listen to the song.
The podcasts I listen to do that for me. So
Yeah.
Mm.
I love album reaction. Y'all need to
Yeah.
watch album reaction. I don't know. I love music, so like it's just like y'all do with the film club. But if
Yeah.
and people watch what we watching, it's literally the same thing for albums.
That's
Yeah,
true.
if
That's true.
they aren't watching the
Yeah,
movies
it's the
first.
same shit.
Yeah. Any other music y'all been listening to?
What have I been listening
Oh,
to?
you gotta listen to this old album, but Blood Orange's album is pretty lit. I like it a lot. I gotta figure out what it's called again.
Wait,
It's
the-
called
the-
Angel's Pulse.
Oh, I haven't heard that one yet.
It's actually pretty lit. The couple songs that aren't pretty dope and the visuals are pretty lit are Benzo and Dark and Handsome, and that's with Toro y Moi. So it's pretty good vibes. And then there's this one's actually lit too. Gold Teeth with Project Pat. Those songs are pretty dope. I always liked since I first started listening to Blood Orange was when he was Chewing Gum with A$AP Rocky. That album was pretty lit. So this one was released like during like pandemic times,
Got you.
like beginning of it. So it's pretty good.
Phil, did you find what you was looking for?
No, I still gotta check out Masego's new album. I've been late to that, and then I was just listening to old music. Like I went back, did a Juvenile.
Yeah, I
Splurge.
saw.
Went back, listened to some old Luda.
You was bumping Vax that thing. You a handsome young brother, won't you, Vax?
Bro, I thought that was so. I thought that was so
hilarious.
stupid, man.
That was hilarious.
Yo, that bag, that check must have been a good check.
Hey,
that
for
was a
real.
good check.
Low key, man, he did snap again.
He did, but I was like, they had to give him a handsome check for them to do this.
Yeah,
that's-
use
that's
a
crazy.
handsome
Backstack
young
thing,
brother. What you backstack?
Nah.
Oh man, that shit was too funny.
But other than that, I haven't been listening to much. I've been busy, bro, so I haven't been able to dive into the music. Like, today was the first day I really got to sit with the Tyler album, because on my way here, I was like, all right, I can.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I like this album a lot.
Yeah.
Probably going to be an album that I add to my beach rotation, because
Yeah.
it just sounds like sunny day music,
Yeah.
vibe music, so I rock
Yeah.
with it.
All right, we can move on to sports. NBA Finals. Last night we had Suns and Bucks. Bucks pulled out game 5.
Yep.
Yes, so now it is a 3-2 series. Bucks up, which technically you predicted both teams to win. So
I predicted the Bucks first, and then I said Suns, and then I went back to the Bucks, and I said I was going to stand with the Bucks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so if I get my prediction right, I'm standing on it. And if the Suns win, I didn't predict
Yeah.
it.
I'm Giannis, he's definitely been hooping. I did not expect this. He's been hitting his shots. He's been doing a lot better at his free throws. Chris Middleton's been taking over, and then last game Drew Holiday just went off. But on the Suns side, AJ, your boy CP3, he hasn't really shown up.
I mean,
yet.
last game he played well. The game before
yeah.
he didn't play as well.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trash in games.
Didn't they say he has like fractures in his wrist or something?
I don't know. I feel like there's
So
something
I
going
thought I
on.
heard, but I thought it was an excuse. Just
Yeah.
Did y'all see in the presser when they asked Devin Booker how he
Yes.
felt about
Yeah, they were like,
the
how
Chris Paul
how
question?
frustrated are you for Chris Paul?
That's crazy.
Like, what kind of a question?
Like, the man got stripped on possibly what would have been a game time
Oh, yeah,
goal.
Devin Booker, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got stripped on what have been like
And CP3 brought them back into the game late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But it's just, bruh, you ask him a question how disappointed he feels for another man,
Yeah.
as if Drew Holiday didn't steal the ball away from him
Yeah.
to, like, pretty much ice the game.
But not even that. Why not? Chris Paul was
sitting
on the
right there.
podium.
Yeah.
Ask Chris
That
Paul the
too.
question.
But the audacity.
Yeah.
The audacity.
But like I texted y'all last night, that the dunk, what would have been the and one dunk on Booker getting called back, I feel like that changed the whole momentum of the game. Because I think it was like a 16-point game at that point. Kobe, get down. You fucking
What
out
are you
of
doing, my
control.
boy?
So yeah, after that got called, because I think they reviewed it was supposed to be a clear path.
Yeah.
Y'all watched it, right?
No, I missed that part.
Okay.
What happened in it?
So
when Giannis fouled him.
No.
So there was a steal, kicked it out. I think what's his fit? I forget what his name is. Bridges. What's his?
Mikal Bridges?
Yeah, Mikal Bridges. I think he got the steal, kicked it ahead to Booker. Booker had a dunk where he kind of slowed down. Giannis tried to get a chase down.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Booker dunks it, gets fouled by Giannis. I was watching the game on mute, so I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I think they went back and reviewed it to see if there was a foul on the initial steal that Miles Bridges got, and I think they were trying to see if it was clear path or not. I think they didn't call clear path. They just called it a regular common foul. So then they inbounded it from right there. But the crowd was going crazy. Again, it was an and one dunk. And it was a pretty big scorer differential at that point. I don't remember exactly what it was. But after that got called back, I just felt like everything went downhill for the Suns.
That would suck.
I
Yeah.
turned on the game because I had got an alert that the game was on. I was like, oh, shit, the game on. I forgot.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be on Sunday night for some reason. And so when I turned it on, it was right at the height of their first quarter lead.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, Milwaukee about to get smoked. And then they just
They
came
came
back
back,
in the
yeah.
game and just started balling.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm about to watch this whole game. Because at first
Yeah.
I was like, I was going to watch it to the second half to see if they came back. Because if they didn't come back, I wasn't going to watch the rest of the game. And then second quarter, they took off. And I was like, yeah, they about to win this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just felt like they got comfortable. They was able to get in their sets. And then
Yeah.
Drew got going. Giannis was going. And then Chris Middleton didn't really get going to the second half. For real. But once you get Drew and Giannis going, y'all straight.
Yeah. So when is game 6? Is that tomorrow?
I don't know. I think
Tuesday.
it might be Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Should be
Okay.
Tuesday in
Well,
Milwaukee.
Hopefully CP3 can show up with a long.
Nah, they going to close it out.
I feel like campaign, the way everyone talks about coups and treats coups is how I think they think, I don't know what I'm trying to say. In my head it makes sense. But the way Cameron Payne plays is what they think Kuzma plays like, if that makes sense. Y'all get what
Or
I'm trying
what
to say?
Kuzma
Like
should
out
be.
of control,
Yeah,
but like
but
he can
that's
play
not
well
that's not how
sometimes.
Kuz plays. But Cameron Payne, I think, plays so out of control,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? And that's how they treat Kuzma, and Kuzma's not even close to that level, in my opinion.
I
at
think
least.
Cameron Payne does better than Kuz actually.
You think?
Because he gets his buckets off.
Bro, every time I watch Cameron Payne, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
I feel like Payne gets his bucket off. Kuzma, you never know if he's gonna get a bucket off.
And
I think
that's-
Cam needs he needs a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Because he's high volume.
Yeah.
And he has to get through that first few minutes of playing where he's not doing anything, and then
Yeah.
he finds himself.
Yeah.
And he's been shooting well from 3 and scoring,
Yeah.
but yeah, if he gets just in there for spurts, it's like he's like, all right, I need to be at 100 miles per hour right now, 0 to 100 as soon as he gets in, and
Yeah.
sometimes it kind of messes him up. But
I
yeah.
want to get y'all opinion because especially this year, it's been a hot topic. People always saying the NBA is so soft. Do y'all think the NBA is soft?
Like in what regard?
Just in general, like anytime you see a video get posted, a fight that's potentially gonna happen, like you always see comments or
Yeah,
NBA
it's definitely
soft.
softer than it used to be. So that's that's
Yes,
what people are saying.
softer than it
But I
used to
think
be.
especially now it's soft, and I think you see the glaring difference when you look at Olympic ball
Yeah,
and the calls they don't call and the calls they don't call
Yeah.
compared to what would be calls in the NBA, like the flopping calls and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's softer, but at the same time, I can't get mad at a player for manipulating the rules because that's what you're supposed to
yeah,
do.
exactly.
So
Soccer
I
do it.
think it would be nice if the NBA allowed for games to be ref like the playoffs,
Yeah,
because now we can see who's really who. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because a lot of times players get to
there's
play,
been a lot of touchy stuff in the playoffs too, though.
Yeah.
but there's been a lot more physical too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so I feel like in the season, people
yeah.
players take off, and then they get to the playoffs, it gets so physical, it gets them out of their game, and it's like, well, he's not used to getting that call.
I feel like it's inconsistent though, because I've seen some games where they call everything, and some games where they let a lot go.
Yeah,
In some series where they're calling everything, some series where they're letting a lot go. So
yeah.
But I feel like this year was more of an emphasis of they let them boys play. I
Yeah.
think more times than not, they let them play,
Well,
so it goes both ways.
I feel like Suns and Lakers was super touchy, and then Bucks and Nets, it was they called everything in the first 2 games, and then all right, we're calling way too much, and then the second 2 games at the Bucks, they didn't call as much, and then it kind of balanced out from there. So I feel like it's been kind of
See,
inconsistent
for
for me.
It's tough. Obviously, I mean, you officiate too, and you have officiated, but you see holds, illegal screens that do not get called,
Right.
on a typical night, and then when it does get called, you have fans saying this is soft. Niggas will legit.
There were so many
That
illegal
Devin
screens
Booker
by
foul?
they were illegal screening PJ Tucker a ton in
Yeah.
that
DeAndre
series.
Ayton was, and even in this series, DeAndre Ayton been bumping niggas off screens
Oh, yeah?
a lot.
But so my thing is, at what level of basketball is that ever legal? It's never
Yeah.
legal. So for y'all to be like, oh, NBA is so soft, and even compared to what
That's
it
true.
was, where niggas was fucking fist fighting during games, I get you're saying it's so soft now in comparison to what it used to be,
Yeah.
but what it used to be should have never been allowed in the first place. This isn't hockey. You can't allow fist fights mid-game.
That's entertainment.
Yeah,
It is entertainment,
depends.
I
but
bet the
at the
ratings
same
are better.
But I think they got a lot of what do you call it? A lot of pressure from ESPN because it's a Disney company
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
they're trying
'Cause
to
it's like-
make it Marvel and
yeah.
make it more, and also protect players because if
And that's
if
the
LeBron
big
gets knocked
thing.
out and has a
Yes.
concussion, they're losing money. So that's another thing too. I feel like the rules that protect players, even though it's crazy, the landing on feet one, and that being a flagrant, it's all right, that's kind of crazy
That shit
because,
is flagrant.
but it's still all right, people can get super messed up and people were being
Exactly.
Zaza Pachulia was being
intentional.
doing
Yeah.
cheap shots or was being cheap with it.
Yeah.
One thing is talking back to the refs. I've seen so many technical fouls called for people just saying stuff to the ref, or even
Really?
the taunting.
Yeah.
I feel like this finals they've been losing.
Well,
to
not
this.
this finals.
The
I'm talking about
playoffs
in general.
yeah,
In
and
general. I feel like
season
you
in
can't
general.
say that much back to a ref without them.
But at
There's
the
been
same
more text called way
at
more.
the same time, the amount of stuff that players say to the refs that gets allowed
yeah.
is way more than that would happen at any other level. That's my thing. In college, you would not be able to say 90% of the stuff that the NBA players say to refs.
Yeah,
Right.
but,
You got to think
at
about
the high
refs'
school
mental
level.
health too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about more so like the taunting, like
Again,
those
that-
ticky-tack fouls, the technicals I
Yeah.
can deal with, but it's like when they taunting or people like, it's
Talking-
entertainment.
talking trash,
I
yeah.
want to see that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I come to watch. That's why I don't want to watch it no more because it's becoming too like.
My thing is when recent
Like
like
motherfuckers be out there talking that trash, talking that straight cash.
I think you can let them play more physical because it's not affecting the scores.
Mm-hmm.
Like in this finals, we still getting 120-point games, and they playing physical. Like Devin Booker definitely should have fouled out 5 times in in Game 4, which is wild. Like the man, bro, he should have fouled out 4 separate times.
Yeah.
But I get it. You letting it go, so let it go both ways. And I think they've been doing a pretty good job of letting the boys play.
Yeah.
When
I just
Booker-
don't like when it's so touchy. Like, bro, just put 2 hands. Beep. Stop.
Yeah.
Like, let that shit go.
When
Yeah.
Booker dunked on Giannis and he was walking towards him, I thought he was gonna get tacked up.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be so trash.
That makes for great TV, man. Let that
Yeah,
let
that's
them
what
get
I'm
their
saying.
shit off.
Let them talk that, like,
Yeah, let them get their, as long as they ain't
It's
too
not the
crazy.
Sean Kemp,
Yeah.
but it's
Or
like,
Shaq.
yeah.
wait, let it, because that's the stuff I want to see. I want to see, because now you're gonna start getting robots. People don't want to show any emotion or anything
Yeah.
because they're so afraid of getting teched up or losing a game
Yeah.
because of, I'm just hype. Like,
I want to know what the ratings are for these finals because I think these finals are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're 2 smaller market teams, but I feel like the
I-
games.
You know
So I
LeBron
was
and-
listening to a podcast, and they obviously are way up from last year, but I still think they're slightly down from 2 years ago.
With 2008, 18,
2008.
18,
What
my
year
fault.
you
18, my fault, man.
Yeah.
Because I think I know. I think I saw.
Nah,
what
but
you
that'd be 2019, I think. Last topic. So the Olympics, which are upcoming. They have already banned some women that are going to be partaking in events. The reason they have been removed is because their testosterone levels are too high.
natural.
Yes, their natural testosterone levels are too high, which is crazy because they have allowed some transgender athletes, which have transitioned from male to or man to woman. So it's a little bit hypocritical.
Wait, so they allowed transgender athletes
Yes, and
that didn't have high testosterone?
So the one that transitioned, I'm not sure, but she's participating in weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting, which is also crazy because I feel like that's where. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I'm assuming that's where you need the most
But
testosterone.
you'd have the biggest advantage.
Yeah.
Transitioning.
And so they have allowed her to participate, but then there are track athletes. I think it is right.
Two women athletes.
Oh yeah, they're
like,
from like Africa.
Yeah.
I forget where in Africa. But they cannot. They've been removed.
And they're
because
natural born?
testosterone.
Natural.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's their gender. Like, that's like saying, see, this is some bullshit. And I'm going to say it's some bullshit because, like, you can't control your body and it's natural.
Right, what it
things that
produces.
is, like, you're just genetically, like, that's who you are.
Yeah.
It's not like you're taking supplements or anything like that to make you like that.
And they're African too, kind of.
Yeah. It's just going. It's one thing after another. I'm not even gonna watch the Olympics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch just the black people who are there do it,
It sounds
and I ain't
like
watching nothing else.
a whole lot of holding black athletes.
Yeah,
back.
you can't. Black people cannot wear the caps that were designed for
Yeah,
them.
that's crazy, bro.
But I
The
think
caps,
it's
you said?
yeah, so
Yeah.
swimmers, they
Yeah.
made special swim caps for girls with afros.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Olympics have said it's not allowed because they're like too big and nobody needs that size of a cap or something like that.
Yeah,
which
it's-
also doesn't make sense because if it's too big, wouldn't that slow you down?
it's like we're not gonna make an exception for you and your hair,
Yeah.
pretty much. And
Yeah,
then
it
now
sounds
you got.
like black athletes are killing it, so we gotta
You
find
got
a
to
way.
figure out a way to stop them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're trying Simone Biles with her difficulty, ratings
level
and
can't
stuff.
be. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was another one that I forgot about. Yeah,
It's like, so what? She's better than the rest of the world. Tell the rest of the world to step their shit up.
yeah.
bro.
It's like you putting a participation trophy on the Olympics where you're too good, so you can't try everything. You can't try this.
You can't do
or-
everything you can do because it's too good.
because it's way too good,
Too hard.
and you're gonna
And
kill the competition.
Yeah,
Nobody
you've
wants
worked way too hard, and you're just too damn good, and we just gotta. What the fuck is that? What is that? Who says that? Like, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
wild.
Any kind of participation.
This is literally supposed to be the best of the best in the world.
Yeah, and you're telling the best you can't be the best because we don't want you to be the
I'm
best. 'cause you're
actually
better than
surprised
everybody else.
that there was no like handicap put on Usain Bolt or anything like that, or any restrictions.
If you
Right.
was racing right now, yes, there would.
Yeah,
It's hard to put it.
You
it's
got to
hard.
start a yard.
Well,
back.
you're too tall. We're.
I think it's hard to put restrictions on sprinters because you
I mean,
can't
you're doing
like
it
what
right
kind
now
of,
with
what kind of
the
restrictions?
testosterone stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it's
You know
a
what
little
I'm
different.
Hey, this is
For
opening.
men might be a little different because you don't.
No, but this is
As long as they're
opening.
not cheating.
This, yeah,
This
it's
is
not
opening the
it's,
doors.
right. It's not different at all, but they're probably looking at it differently because they're like, all right, we can say testosterone for women, but he's a guy,
Yeah.
so what are you gonna say? Or like, and especially with running, like if he's not failing any drug tests or performance enhancing drugs, like they're like, well, we can't really say anything to
You
him.
can't say and on top of that's probably one
But you can
of
still
the
say a
biggest
man
Olympic
has a
sports.
naturally high testosterone level, and you can disqualify him because of that. So it's opening the doors
think
for
you could
a lot of
because-
extremes. You can.
No,
I don't
mean,
think for men you can.
You can. You can still
you
have.
probably, yeah.
For
I
a
mean,
man,
if they can do it for women, they can do it for men.
You can still have an excessively high testosterone level.
But
They
you-
said like LeBron. Well,
They're gonna say his
it's not-
estrogen levels are too high.
But again, if it's natural, then you can't. That has no.
But they're doing it. They're doing it to
They're doing
women.
it to
I understand they
Yeah.
doing it to women, but I'm saying
But
for
you can go
men,
for
I
a
feel
dude.
like it would be harder because
You feel.
testosterone is that's our biggest thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe if they said our estrogen levels were heightened, maybe. But for men, that is what we work off of. So I feel like it'd be extremely difficult if you can't prove that they're cheating.
But you can dope
to
it.
ban
you
a
can,
man
you
for
can
having a
dope
higher
your
testosterone.
testosterone levels. So it'll be the same
Yeah,
thing.
you can-
You're
you
just
can take
naturally
testosterone, yeah.
doping.
Yeah.
Your body
That's what I said,
naturally is doping.
without cheating.
But
That's cheating.
Yeah.
no,
Okay, but how-
if you're naturally like your body's just doping your system with testosterone
Right.
itself.
How
They're gonna say that's
exactly?
cheating.
How are you going to be able to tell if a guy, like, I'm sure Brandon has more natural testosterone than me. Just to put it out there or whatever, just for this thing. So what if I take testosterone to match his, and they can't tell the difference because now mine is at the same level as him? You see what I'm saying?
But I feel like they would be able to test for that, no?
They can test for it.
Oh, if you're taking extra.
Yes, I'm saying if
They
you're
can
taking the
test for your
extras,
they,
yeah.
they do test for taking extra,
Oh,
but
okay.
they I think it's like a series of tests where they test you for testosterone, see if the levels are
All right,
consistent.
constantly stay the same.
Yeah, but what if you're like, if you're a man, even if you're a man and your level's up here, and everybody else who is an average Olympic athlete is like right here, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, what the hell is that? Like,
Yeah.
why are you so
Not-
like?" And so they may cause for you to dope to get it back down to everybody else's, or they may like say you're just disqualified. You don't
Maybe.
want to take the medication.
Maybe
They're
could,
they're
maybe.
putting these.
But
They're
if you-
putting these
If you look at it
stipulations
right,
on
if you
things.
look at it abstractly, like that's what they're doing to Simone Biles. You're
Yeah.
too
Oh, no.
good. You can't do, or like you have too much natural ability. Take it down and do what everyone else is doing, and then we'll judge you off of that. It's kind of this. It's
bullshit.
similar.
I
So if they're
100% agree,
doing
it's
that,
wrong.
but you're saying that they can't do that to men. But
I say-
if
I
they're
say-
doing
I- no, I
that
say- I say
already,
it would be extremely. I feel like it'd be harder for them to do it for men. That's
right?
what
But
I'm
if
saying.
okay,
And
but
I
they
don't
can
see
still-
that being.
They're already taking steps to getting to that. Is what we're saying.
Yeah,
It's
Against-
like you can
against
see.
they're
women, but
opening
I-
the door. We're
yeah.
saying that they're opening the door. We're not saying they're doing it right now. They're saying they're opening the door for that. And you know what I'm saying? And
Possibly.
because they're gonna say, "Oh, we want everybody equal." What does that even mean?
Can't be
Yeah, almost
equal.
like in trying to get people down in weight classes for like UFC and
Yeah.
fighting. It seems.
There's no such thing as equal in competition because there's this thing called natural genetics.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got a
But
better
they're
advantage.
doing
Just
it.
like Michael Phelps, he just genetically he's
He's a fish.
he's a fish. He was just genetically decomposed.
Yeah.
to
Some
swim.
people, yeah, some people are
like-
pre-positioned.
he's
to
in
do
the perfect
great
field
in
he
it.
was born to do. Just like Simone Biles.
Yeah.
She's perfect for gymnastics. If you look at her
But
frame,
she also had to
her-
work super hard. Like,
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
the dedication. And then just think about it. You work your whole life and you do everything right. You don't do drugs. You don't do nothing like that. And then you come to the point where it's time to be the best and they tell you can't.
I agree.
That's fucked up.
Because
I
you have
think
too much
it's-
testosterone.
I think it's legit because one, she's a black girl doing it, and two, she's just that damn
But you
good.
see, it's mostly catered towards black athletes.
Yeah.
Like
We
these
know this.
discriminations.
Because they got it when it comes to athletics, world not fucking with us. No
Yeah.
matter what country you take us from, world ain't fucking with us.
Yeah.
And then the only time they really do fuck with us is when we don't have access to that sport. You give us access, and it's like, damn, black swimmers are on the come up. So
Now you got too much
we got black
testosterone.
people putting their kids in swimming.
Now you got too much
Like, come on
testosterone. Your
now.
hair is too curly.
Y'all know what the fuck going on.
It's just it sucks. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we got a lot of black athletes in the Olympics who support the USA, and I definitely want to watch it for them. But he's making me hard to even be one. I used to want to watch the Olympics. Now I don't want to watch it.
I went to school with one of the girls in the Olympics.
You did?
Really?
Yeah, Gwendolyn Berry. She's the one that's been protesting Black Lives Matter, and they put that rule in that you can't do Black Lives Matter protests at the Olympics.
Oh, I didn't even hear
She's
about
a
that.
shot putter.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even think she was good in college, but
What if you just have it on your
Olympics.
on your uniform or something?
That's
That
what
would
it
be,
sounds like.
illegal?
They're,
they taking all
Yeah.
that. You can't do none of that
That's
from the
crazy.
American side. Yeah.
that's
Which is
crazy.
malarkey.
Just get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They,
it.
They
they just
probably
they
blur it
gonna
out.
censor
Cover it
it.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
they gonna censor
Or
it.
they'll blur it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
just,
shout out Gwen.
it just feels like it's targeted, and it's not feel. It is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I agree with
anything
you,
we
man.
do, they always try to find a way to stop us. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was a kid, white kids, you say to me, "Oh, you're only fast because you got extra muscle in your leg or something like that. You got something weird. Your genetics are, you know."
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like,
I'm like, cause I'm the
you
original.
can only
man,
jump
dude.
like you can't jump like that. Like, no, people work hard for that, and like if you're not willing to work hard for that, like
Yeah.
it shows that anybody can jump high,
Yeah.
and you just got to work hard. Some people may be
Naturally. have it,
genetically
yeah.
like predispositioned
If a
to
white
be.
guy
predisposed.
if a white guy told me that, I'd be like, you right.
Way better
what,
than
what
you.
King said.
So I'd be like, you don't know why dominant genes, fam. I don't know what to tell you.
You're inferior.
I really piss him off. Dominant genes, fam. I don't know what to my bad.
Yeah.
You're also genetically more violent. Maybe. My bad.
Oh yeah, you
Fight
seen
me
that?
then.
That's
Fight me. What up
crazy.
then?
But all right, it's been another episode of Save It for the Pod. Phil hit the drop.
Yo,
Peace.
what?
I thought a girl that squirt.
Oh, geez.
Oh my god. Yo.